Hey there, it's David H. Lawrence the 17th, and I am a member of a number of Facebook groups that revolve around audiobook narration and production. I teach audiobook narration and production both in the VO2GoGo Pro curriculum and in the ACX Master Class. And I want to take a moment to thank both Jim Cassidy, one of my ACX Master Class students, and Mike Russo, one of my VO2GoGo Pros, for kind of simultaneously, like within 3 seconds of each other, I saw both of their posts about this little bit of video that I want to share with you. In those groups that I'm in of professionals that share ideas and share criticisms and comments and little tidbits here and there, every so often somebody posts the phrase that's giving them trouble that day. And it's usually a tongue twister, but often it's a phrase that usually you wouldn't think of as being hard to do. And so we all tend to think that because we are workaday audiobook narrators and maybe we're still just, beginning to learn how to do that, that we're the only ones that have problems with that. Well, let me tell you that that couldn't be further from the truth. Even the celebrities, even the A-listers, even the people that we look at with awe and respect and hope someday to be where they are, they have problems when they narrate audiobooks as well. Just because they're celebrities doesn't mean they don't make mistakes. And we sometimes forget that. We think, well, it's just me. I'm the only one that's having problems with this. I mean, people that know what they're doing, they would never have problems with this. Well, no less than Stephen Fry, who is just revered around the world and one of the joys of acting and comedy and audiobook narration. He narrates the British versions of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. And recently at the Hay Festival, which is put on by BBC Wales, he recounted a bit of an incident that might make you feel better the next time you are struggling with a phrase or a series of words. Check it out.
But I remember in that book, and this is the thing about reading, when you read a book for recording, I can usually go fairly well without making too many mistakes. I mean, some actors are slower and some, quicker, but I try not to. Yeah, thank you. I'm not saying this to show off, because actually I come out of this very badly. But there was one phrase, and this is what happens, that tripped me up. It was just 3 words. It's ridiculous. 3 words. And I couldn't say it. And the 3 words were, Harry pocketed it. See, I still can't say it. Harry pocketed it. Harry, you see, I can say Harry, and I can say pocketed, and I can say it, but I can't say Harry pocketed it. And so we were doing it. I was going, Harry pocketed it. And Joe Rowling wasn't in the studio, because this was the 3rd book, I think, the Azkaban book. And there were the Dementors and everything. And everyone started laughing, and the engineer in the studio. I said, look, can we come back to Harry Potter at the end of the day, maybe? We'll just try it. So at lunchtime, I call up Joe Rowling, and I say, Joe, now she had very, I think wisely, from the beginning, even when it was just 1 book, she had wanted the audiobook to be complete, unabridged, not condensed in any way, as sometimes audiobooks are, because she felt that if children were reading it and listening at the same time, they would be annoyed if it was different, and so she wanted. So it was very important that we got it exactly right. So I called her up and said, look, do you mind? I can't say Harry pocketed it. Would it be okay if I said Harry put it in his pocket? And there was a big pause in the line, and then she said, no. And in her best witch's voice. And I could just hear the smile in her voice when she said it. So I managed to get it out. But this is a mark of the woman. The phrase Harry pocketed it appears in every subsequent book.
See what I mean? It's even them. It's not just you. Everybody leaves their mistakes on the cutting room floor. And everybody is required to do what the rights holder wants them to do. So there you go. Now, in case you thought that Stephen Fry was kind of starting some sort of urban legend that J.K. Rowling, because of what happened, Harry pocketed it in subsequent books? No. YouTube user N3Tman actually went through all of the subsequent books and found Harry pocketed it. So here we go. Here's number 1, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. This is the one that Stephen had trouble with.
Harry ran upstairs to their dark dormitory. He pulled out the cloak, and then his eyes fell on the flute Hagrid had given him for Christmas. He pocketed it to use on Fluffy.
Okay, and now Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets in Chapter 13, The Very Secret Diary.
Well, it's not much use to you, said Ron. He dropped his voice. 50 points if you can get it through Myrtle's nose. Harry, however, pocketed it.
Okay. Second one, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. In both Chapter 9, The Dark Mark, and in Chapter 23, The Yule Ball.
Mr. Diggory handed Harry his wand, and Harry pocketed it. He pulled Sirius Reply off Pigwidgeon's leg. Harry pocketed it, and they hurried back to Gryffindor Tower to read it.
And then in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Chapter 6, The Noble and Most Ancient House of Black. It's there too.
But the moment Mrs. Weasley's back was turned, he pocketed it with a wink.
And then finally, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Chapter 22, After the Burial.
Hagrid became tearful again, and pressed the whole unicorn tale upon Slughorn, who pocketed it with cries of, "To friendship, to generosity."
So there you go. She really did put it in the next 4 books. But the point here is we often get wrapped up in our journey thinking we're not far enough. And because we're not far enough, we make mistakes that people who are further along don't make. Don't think that. Know that it's everybody. It's part of the business. It's part of what we do. I'm so glad to be able to share this with you. If you have any phrases that give you trouble, leave me a comment below. I mean, I'm sure you do. And if you've also been able to figure out how to let go of that whole idea of I'm not far enough along yet to be fantastic, or I'm so far along, why do I still keep making these mistakes? Leave me a comment. If you're watching this on VO2GoGo.com, leave the comment below this video. If you're not, pop over there because we've got some really great things to help you with your audiobook narration. If you'd like to join my YouTube channel, go ahead and click on my head there. If there's no head, look for a subscribe button somewhere on the page. And if you'd like to see the latest video that I've done, go ahead and click on that frame and YouTube will play it for you. I'm David H. Lawrence, the 17th. I thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.